Hi, and welcome to the Senior Network. I'm your host, Greg Fulton, along with Debbie Lyons, my co-host. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good. We have our one and only Jay Mullinax with the Law Offices of Mullinax. We have Dr. Robert Brulard with the Medical Director now of Hospice Care of the Lowcountry. Glad to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
It's a treat to see everyone today. Before the camera started rolling, we were talking a little bit to you about what you want to share with us today, and we're talking about some things during our estate planning that we may not expect. And it's interesting to have you, Doctor, on also because I think end-of-life care ties in and correlates directly with how we plan things.
Sure.
What are some things that we may not expect?
Well, one of the things that we were talking about before the show started was, and earlier in other shows, is that you should not rely on what your neighbor's plan is for your own plan. No family is the same, and no estate plan should be the same. Your family is unique, and so should your estate plan. Someone may have a medical condition, and that may require a certain thing in their planning.
Okay.
We were talking about healthcare powers of attorney, for example.
Exactly.
The difference between that and living wills. It may be more appropriate to give discretion to someone in your family or a friend on your medical decisions, as opposed to a living will that may be a different direction that you might want to go.
Doctor, let me ask you that about palliative care, because I know that as the new medical director with Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, that's something that you're directly involved in. What is your role with hospice?
Well, my role is to help the medical end of life care, and that's multi-layered. First of all, it's the recognition that you have a life-ending illness. And it's interesting, people do estate planning with the presumption that they realize they're going to die someday.
Sure.
But when it comes to something very personal, their own demise, it's difficult to get that across. So,
well, I think it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's admitting the fact that there's a finite amount of time that I have, and how do I manage that with quality and dignity?
Sure. And you're speaking, Doctor, what is basically palliative care mean?
Palliative care means, number one, you're operating with the truth. You have an illness that's not going to be cured.
Okay.
And the sooner that we can bring in supportive services, the better. The American Society of Clinical Oncology, ASCO, published a recommendation that all patients with uncurable cancers receive a palliative care consultation within the first several days or weeks of their diagnosis. And one of the issues that we have in palliative care is physicians often are hesitant to be honest. They don't want to remove hope from the formula because hope is extremely important for the patient's
What I hear
well-being.
you say is they almost feel like if I say that you're going to die, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, then I'm going to die.
But of course, we're all going to die.
Good point. Exactly.
Yeah. I frequently have clients
So-
say, if I die.
If I
Well,
die.
no, and then they pause and they wait just a minute. No, I am going to die.
True.
So palliative care helps prepare you for that process and hopefully removes the fear and the anxiety, helps the family, helps the whole caregiving community deal with things from a truthful point of view. You can be honest, you don't have to sugarcoat, you can be hopeful because
we're all different.
We're all different, and the wonderful thing about palliative care and hospice is you will never be abandoned. You will always be taken care of, and in the vast majority of patients, death will be a comfortable experience.
Can I request that in my estate plan? Can I
absolutely.
request hospice?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And these are things you should talk to your agent, whoever you name to assist you with these decisions later on. And everything is not fast with this process you're talking about either. It's not immediate most of the time. Is that accurate?
I had a friend of mine died on the golf course 2 weeks ago, suddenly without any warning. I think that's worse than having a 6-month illness.
Well, I get that. There's closure involved.
Exactly.
Guess what? We have to take a quick break. We will be right back here on the Senior Network. Please stay with us.